every Sunday from 12:30 p.m. to 1 p.m. PST on Volley 92.3 FM.
Getting you in sync with Bay Area real estate. Hello and welcome to Real Estate Roundup, brought to you by Realtor Nagraj Anaya, the founder of nagrajhomes.com, your one-stop shop for all things real estate. I'm Vijay Lakshmi. So, if you have been contemplating buying, selling, or investing in a home, or you just did one of those significant events and want to share your experience of what you aced and what you should or could have done in hindsight, well, we'd love to know. And we are cordially inviting you to join us as I get talking to Nagraj with your questions, your clarifications, observations on home ownership. And of course, Nagraj Anaya is the only realtor in the Bay Area who strives to educate you on every aspect of real estate so that you go in totally enriched and successful. And we are coming to you live on Bolly 92.3 FM. Studio lines are now open, ready and waiting to take your call. So call us in the studios. It's 408-912-5038. 408-912-5038. And with that, let me welcome Nagraj. Happy Sunday, Nagraj. Welcome.
Hello, Vijay Lakshmi. Hello, Bay Area. Happy Sunday. Hope you guys having a great day out. Weathers are better from last 2 days, which is
Cooler
nice.
also.
Cooler. So which is nice for us. And if you have any questions on the Bay Area real estate, this is the time you can give us a call. We are live on a Bali 92.3. Our studio line numbers are 408-912-5038. All any calls on the real estate are more than welcome.
Yes, yes. So, of course, getting cooler in the Bay Area, but I don't know if that extends to the real estate as well. Is the real estate bubble over, Nagraj? What do you think?
I think that's a valid, great question. Okay. See, let's go back to the each depression, each crashes. Let's revisit ones, right? Let's go to 1930s. What the lesson did we learn from that? Regulation. The crash led to the establishment of a regulatory bodies
Mm,
like FHA, that's a Federal Housing Administration, and Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, like to ensure like deposits and stabilize the banking system was done. And even the lending practices, the crisis highlighted the dangers of a speculative lending and the credit standards, right? That's what we learned from 1930s.
mm-hmm.
And what did we learn from 2008 and 2000? And even the 2008 crash also, right? What did we learn? Financial innovations, right? So every time the crash happened for us, we learned some good lessons. And if you go back to 1930s price,
Mm.
are the same now? Housing prices?
No way, not at all.
Are the housing prices same as 2000 when the last crash happened?
No, no again. Yeah.
There would be crash happen also. That bubble comes down,
Yeah.
it will correct by itself and it moves on. You
Mm-hmm.
are the one not impacted, or you are not the one who's not ready to sell your house immediately.
Right.
It doesn't matter for you.
Yeah.
But will you be able to catch up, or will you be able to basically go buy the house? Again, it depends. Do you have that enough cash for you to do it?
Mm-hmm.
Go back to the 2 years back or a 3 years back in a Campbell Homes. Campbell Homes was what? Close to 1.4, 1.6. Now the
Yeah.
homes are what? 2.5.
Wow.
What
Okay.
are the reasons the home values have gone up? The stock market. And
Yeah.
even the second thing, not only a stock market, I keep repeating, there are one few big companies in a Bay Area who pays very high, and the stock market has jumped up too high. But
Mm.
not only that company, what I always keep repeating is now the husband and a wife who is making a good income in the Bay Area, that is close to 800K to a 1 million.
Dual incomes. Mm-hmm.
That makes a difference in here. Is the prices basically reduced altogether? No, we don't notice that. Let me give you three examples of the houses which were like basically sold
Yeah.
in Sunnyvale, not in Sunnyvale, in the Milpitas last week, where a house was listed for a 2.4.
Mm-hmm.
Great schools, greater location, was listed for 2.4 million. It is a 2000 square footage.
Wow.
It was already listed for close to 200K higher price. House was sold for 2.627, offers came in. Same thing in a Berryasa now. House was listed for 1.25. Everybody expected the house will sell more than 1.4.
Yeah.
But my client was able to get it for 1.375.
Right.
If you look around, the comparisons is only houses in a greater location, a good location. Now the houses are selling for too crazy price. And as I told you, the Millipitas, whatever I told you, only few homes are coming for a sale.
Yeah. Mhm.
It's a good place for a buyers. It's a good place for a sellers too.
So the location is what determines.
Yeah, listeners, if you are connecting to the story, what I'm trying to tell you on the real estate, and you're one of the first-time home buyer, and you are not sure what we are discussing is all about, you can give us a call. Our studio line numbers are 408-912-5038. This is a studio line numbers. We are taking in a live calls in a Bali 92.3.
Yes. So if you have something on your mind with regard to real estate, you are wanting to jump in, or you did make that jump and you have something to share with the community on what was your experience, how you went about it. Either way, we'd love to know. Again, 408-912-5038, 408-912-5038 is the number in the studios, and we're waiting for your call as well. And if you haven't already, make sure you visited nagrajhomes.com, that one place that really aids you in anything that you want to do. And also, you've liked, shared, and subscribed to Nagraj's YouTube channel. He is prolific on social media, and basically all with the intention of helping you. So between every week, within the week as well, he's really current on what's happening, what's hot out there in the market, and to let you know in the form of reels and YouTube videos as well, so to keep you on track with the real estate market. So again, the number to call in, 408-912-5038. Yes, Nagraj.
See, in conclusion, the past crashes, right, have
Yeah.
provided valuable lessons about the importance of regulation, prudent lending practices, and the
Mm-hmm.
risk of excessive financial innovation.
Right. So
Okay.
everything was a
But
learning
everything
experience
is a
and
learning, it's a
evolved through
short-term
that.
learnings what we got in. But home prices has never been the same thing. Only the person who is able to jump in and cash in that time, we might be the luckiest person.
Yeah.
Correct. But
Yes.
do the everybody who's listening has that much of cash in their hand?
Yeah.
When everything is going down, do you have that much guts to go and put it in a money in there?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So that might be the thing. But as I told you, no, it's not crashing. That's what I told you also,
Mm-hmm.
because I gave you a few examples also. Let me give one more example in Santa Clara. House
Yeah.
was listed for 1.75.
Yes.
Seller expected it will go too high for 1,200 square footage. But that house had a limitations. Okay. It might be on the busy street. The backyard is not too big. Everybody says Santa Clara market is too high, too high. It should sell. But it had some limitations on that. So the house was finally sold for 50,000 less.
Mm-hmm. So, but tell me something. So, but given all of this, given the demand and everything that is there, in the Bay Area, now you yourself had four listings, but why didn't they sell? And like, why are there things which don't sell? Again, do you attribute it to location and to
I
what?
think that's one of the good thing to discuss, right? Every seller or every realtor thinks that all the homes will sell. No.
Mm.
Okay. It's very tough to be a seller agent now. Let me start with one example. One in a Fremont, the town was listed for 2 bed, 2 bath. Okay. Expectations was high. Everybody thought that will go for a 1.1 million, but the realistic values are 9.8, 980K there. If the sellers
Okay.
are not realistic on the price, and if the sellers, one more thing is sellers is like they don't need to sell the house immediately. They think is the alternative is if I'm not able to get the price what I need,
Yeah.
I can rent it out. That is why you are seeing in the Gilroy house what we had listed earlier. Expectations when we listed in February timeframe was 1.6 million. And we were not even after 4 months, we were not even able to get it for a 1.3 million. So it doesn't mean, only thing, the seller's initial expectations was too high. And the market changed. And seller was not ready to come down for the expectation of the market has changed now. So the realistic value. And the second thing is, all the sellers think if I don't get the expected price, I can rent it out. That is why we are seeing a lot of rental homes right now.
Hmm. Okay, so they're willing to wait.
They're
They're
willing
not
to
like
wait.
really.
They say, because sellers is hard-earned money out there, correct? For them, they can wait and they say, I can come back next year because they already refinanced for the lower interest rates of all time, 2%. Whoever is selling now, they had bought the houses, what, few years back.
Yeah.
For them, it is,
Yes.
even if they can get it for a 3,000, the monthly payments breaks even.
Mhm. Yeah.
So not being realistic and not being ready for them, it's okay. Only the sellers who is like basically what bought the homes, what, 20 years back, 15 years back, or they're upgrading to a second homes. For
So that
them,
is why you're seeing more houses that are just lingering on the market than before, right? Like they're
not,
not.
not all the homes. It
Uh-huh.
is basically now we got used to the where like houses used to sell quickly for 7 days, 5 days in the market.
Mm-hmm.
But now is a new thing, which is like basically it's able to sit it for 15 days market or even a 24 days market, right? Your new norm is wait for a 2 weeks to a 3 weeks to sell.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
seller can basically realize houses market is changing.
Mm-hmm.
As I told you early in the call, like the show, it doesn't mean it applies for each and every houses which is getting listed. Even the Sunnyvale house, there was one example I listed some time back. 2 houses was sold. One house was like basically sold 500K more than the list price. The other house was just sold for the list price.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one
Yeah.
best example is like I keep repeating was an Evergreen house. So that house was like completely upgraded, renovated home, was sold for a 3.1 million.
Mm-hmm.
So other few homes which came in around that neighborhood, everybody started expecting for a 3.1 million.
Yeah.
Bigger house, but nobody was ready to give them. So the finally now the homes around in that neighborhood is are selling for 2.7 million.
Wow.
So
Okay.
one home selling for a higher price, that might be for a various reasons. One might be the buyer was kind of things that you fear of missing out. He might have paid too high.
Mm-hmm.
And even the realtor who worked with him might be doesn't know the local market there.
Yeah. Right.
So it
Right.
doesn't apply for all the future homes coming in that market. So that is why when you're working with a seller agent or you're working with a buyer agent, it is very important to know the local market there, local knowledge there.
Yeah.
So
Right.
that makes a difference with them.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
somebody is going, the stock market is going good and they just paid too high. It doesn't mean it applies for the same home. My client now basically got it into the same Evergreen area, was able to get that same home for 250K home. We had bid that home for a 2.85, which one was sold for 3.1. We didn't get, it's fine. But we got the second home for a 2.75.
Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm.
Home prices are not going down.
Going
It is
down.
only the expectations. We got used to sell the house faster. That has changed a little bit.
Yeah.
But if you look around, even the Santa Clara homes around, which was a 900, I think 950 square footage, seller expectations was 1.4. He didn't want to sell less than 1.4.
Hmm. Okay.
It sat for
Okay.
three weeks
Right.
and finally got sold for close to
Yeah.
1.4.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listeners, if something resonates what we are talking about, we are talking about huge numbers out there, 3 million, 2.5 millions, and it's kind of things resonates to you and you have any questions and you're a first time home buyer and you want to have any questions on what is home buying journey all about, like
Yeah.
how is it going on, you can give us a call. Our studio line numbers are 408 912 5038. Myself, Nagaraj Annaya, the Bay Area Realtor. I'm talking to Vijay Lakshmi on all about the topics about the Bay Area real estate. It's basically my show is all about sharing the personal experiences, what went in this week, how is it like basically how is I share the realistic experience which is going on, so that way you can connect. So a lot of buyers, Vijay Lakshmi, is basically got benefited from this, and
Yeah.
they keep calling me, and I'm helping out a lot of listeners out there. I'm overwhelmed by the responses what I'm getting from the listeners, and thank you so much for them. This year especially, a lot of listeners from Virijallu and Boli 92.3 have gone into a contract, and they called me also. Welcome to the real estate show.
Yes. Hello and welcome. You're on air. Your name,
Hello.
please.
Yes. Hi. How are you?
Very well. Thank you for calling. And your name and what would you like to share with us?
Hi. Yes. My name is Karthik. I just wanted to understand how are the trends now in the Bay Area market with interest rates higher, but with the expectation that they would go lower next year. Are you still seeing the same, like excessive bidding, or people waiting for interest rates to come down? Is this actually a good time to buy, so that there is lesser demand? Just wanted to understand the current dynamics.
Hi, Karthik.
Great
Thanks for
question.
calling in.
Yeah.
I think, are you a first time home buyer, Karthik?
No, actually, I have a
Um,
home.
Okay, you want to buy the second home?
Yes.
Okay, good. So I think, Karthik, it's as you said, I think the market is not too good for the sellers or a bad. It's kind of in a right now, it's in the mid range. Okay, I mean to say what I can say is because March, April is an all-time high.
Hmm.
Okay. So since it went all-time high, it's kind of right now is kind of is not going up or slow down. Like it is in the mid-range, it is right now. Okay. But it's very good time for the buyers. As I keep on telling you, summer times are a good, people were saying is earlier, summer times are a good time for the sellers. But the things have changed now. The summer time is actually is a good time for the buyers, because there is not many number of buyers, because number of buyers, especially Asian buyers, right? Now they're in the vacation mode, especially if they're school going, they would have gone to India, or they might have gone to China, correct? So the number of buyers are
Right.
less, and that is why the number of homes staying in the market, right, is gone staying in the market for some more time. But not doesn't apply for everything for all the homes. It's again depends on the neighborhood and the location where you are buying, and even the price what you're buying in. I think initially in the show also I said one of the Milipitas home what went 300K more than the list price, and some of them are going into the same as the list price. So again depends on the area which area you're planning to buy, Karthik.
Yeah, I'm looking like Campbell, San Jose, West San Jose, and my goal is like, I want to like buy something, hold it, and then maybe build it or remodel in future.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea to go for it. I think instead of, because right now Campbell areas are what close to 3 million, 2 point more than a two. In average homes are 2.5 now in the Campbell area, and West San Jose also the same thing
Right.
is incorrect. But getting the lands I recently one of my client did the same thing. Basically, they bought one with a lot, and they asked the construction company to build for them. So that's how they worked out for it. Even don't expect, especially these areas, there would be a lot of competitions in there, especially even from the investors in around that areas are hot markets always, and it being in a closer to top tech companies around Apple and other tech companies around.
Mhm.
Don't expect that areas to cool down. Even in the crash times around, you can go and check the data, especially Cupertino's, that areas, right? It didn't go 10%. It was like
Yeah.
1% and 2% corrections. The same thing applies now also. We don't see major differences in around. Already these areas
Okay.
already these areas has become too high. Even in Santa Clara, to you, I was trying to put in a house offer for a last week, Vijay Lakshmi. So I was like, this house was on a T joint, south facing home.
Yeah.
It was completely remodeled home. It's a 2.7 million home. It is listed. Okay.
Mm.
It's a 2,400 square footage. The seller says, I don't want to sell anything less than 3 million.
Uh-huh.
They know that if this doesn't sell, I can come back next year and sell it for that price. Nobody wants to sell it for a lesser price. Only thing for Karthik kind of, if you have enough cash, right, Karthik, what you can do is you can go to an auction.com, keep looking some homes, might be you might get it for a good price, but only thing is buying in auctions, you need to have enough cash.
Cash.
Oh,
And it's pretty much sight unseen, right? Like
Yeah, but the
you,
only thing is you need to be taking a chances there because you can't see what is home inside. You're not allowed to go inside the home, and you need to drive around. Uh, and I think that's the risk you need to be before going into it. You need to check with an escrow what are the liens and all the liens have been paid off. That's a risk you take, but some investors make a good profit of this auctions. If you have enough cash and you're okay to wait for it, maybe that might be the route for you.
so Karthik, did we
okay.
meet you at the
Yeah.
Real Estate Connect by any chance?
No, actually, I didn't come there.
Okay.
Okay, as it's a time to tell about we are going to have third year on the Real Estate Connect show on November 16, Karthik. We are giving a more information about it.
Okay.
And do sign up for it. You get a wealth of information, especially on the real estate there.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Make sure you
definitely I'll do
attend
that this year.
that and keep
Thank you,
on track.
Karthik.
Thank you for calling,
Yeah, thank you,
Karthik,
guys.
and
Thank you. Yeah.
yeah, appreciate it.
So,
So there you have it. That's Nagraj Anaya, folks. If you are listening in, he is, of course, an expert in the Bay Area where real estate is concerned, bringing a wealth of knowledge on local communities, on the current market conditions, on the home buying and selling process, and really striving to give you the best possible advice so that you can hone in on your dream home. And you need somebody who knows this area inside out and works with you for actually buying the home, right home, or even for selling your home. Whatever it is that you're looking at, nagrajhomes.com should be your starting point and probably ending point as well. And Nagraj, you have a wonderful
I think,
home buying and
see,
selling process there
yeah,
as well, right,
yeah,
on the
see,
website.
yeah, correct. See, real estate is like kind of a holding a gold in your hand. Okay. Even in 2017s, okay, a lot of my clients, we bought a house, means basically 2017s, even myself, I bought a real estate in 2017. I thought
Uh-huh.
890K. This was in like the Alum Rock, Mount Hamilton area. Okay, that area was a mid area at that time, right? I thought as me being a home buyer that time, correct?
Yeah.
I thought I paid too high there.
Mm.
But now that values around there are 1.6, 1.7, especially in a California where there are limited number of homes to build and limited land to build.
Mm.
It's always a kind of a goal what you're going to hold it. But there are some dips and lows will be there in the real estate. If you're not in a hurry to sell, it always matters in the future. Okay. You can go and compare the data around 20 years back, 30 years back. The values are not the same. It
Yeah.
might crash, it might, because right now the tech has changed so much. 2000s there was not this many number of investors in around. Now people just trade in and make a lot of money in around. There is a lot of bitcoins, AIs, everything is coming in there.
Mm-hmm.
And
Crypto.
on top of it, number of buyers coming into the Bay Area is not reducing. And you can notice how many H1Bs are coming in.
Yeah.
In that one, not only on H1Bs, like there are a lot of layoffs are happening, but still the number of jobs coming in is not reducing because the work what we are doing is an innovative works now.
So there's
And
no way it's going to slow down.
people are complaining about the AI staying, basically stealing the jobs, but still innovative people needed in here. You need a people to work for it. You need a people to write a code for it.
Yeah.
It all comes down to, see, house buying is, or real estate owning is all about the mindset. How you train it's how you train your AI. It's how you train your mind. How can you become a rich, or how can you be a happier, right? You have a 10 million, but you can't be a happy. It's finally, it's out train your mind. Having
Yeah.
a positive goals, that makes a difference in the real estate, and that makes a difference finally at the end of the life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Very well put. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I make a difference in there, because working with me, I basically help them out, including them the mortgage. So because especially when you're buying a first time home buyer, right, financial consultation is very, very much
Very key.
needed.
Mhm,
You can't
mhm.
work with somebody else on the financial stuff and then later go back to a realtor, because realtor doesn't understand your financial things. How can
Correct.
you help them out putting an offer for you? If you, for
Yeah.
example, if you put an offer too high and appraisal doesn't come out, what do you do?
Mhm. Yeah, you
So
have to have teach
both
them
goes
that part.
both goes hand in hand. A lot of my clients who works with me, I help them to generate a pre-approval because I'm a qualified mortgage consultant, right?
Mhm.
I understand their financials and I tell them this is the max price you can go for it.
Right.
Okay. And I think Karthik also was mentioning higher interest rate. No, right now my clients are able to get it one for a 5.875. Last week, one of my client who bought a house in Santa Clara, they got it for 5.875. But other client got it for a 6.125 and a 6.25. It again depends on each client scenario. Nothing is interest rates or, but right, it varies from 5.875 is a very good rate right now.
Yeah. 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 Right. Right. That's a very good
Any,
rate.
yeah,
That.
yeah.
Mhm.
Any questions? Always work with a qualified realtors. It makes a difference, and even working with me makes a difference. Being a mortgage consultant, also,
Yes.
a lot of listeners might have any questions on the real estate. They can always reach out to me. Go to nagrajhomes.com and click on a WhatsApp icon. That's the easiest connection. And always don't forget to subscribe to my Nagraj Anna's YouTube channel. It's a wealth of information, including the visas, including your remodeling. All the connections can be made there, so that if you have any questions, you can talk to the experts directly there.
Thank you, Nagraj. Another great session. And thank you, folks, for joining us. Look forward to having you next Sunday as well, 12:30 to 1 p.m., only on Bolly 92.3 FM. Until then, have a super duper week ahead, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.
Thank you so
Namaskar.
much. Namaskar.